How does that compare with the wickets at the Oval last summer with two different wings? Which was better?
I mean, both are very special, but it was today was a really nice occasion. I mean, obviously coming into the wicket at a pretty difficult time at 90 off for 7. Trotty was absolutely fantastic in the way he was so clear with his thoughts, and he said, look to play as straight as you can and look to have some positive intent, because I know as a bowler, if it's swinging around, it's less fun when someone's having a go at you. And I thought, right, if it's in my area, I'm going to make sure I get in strong positions and hit the ball hard, and that worked out for me. And I think, I mean, we just talked about going up in 5s. We didn't look as if say, right, we need to get to 200 here. We said, right, let's get to 105, 110, and it keeps your mind very clear, and you don't worry about what the wicket's doing.
I mean, with coming in at that sort of scoreline, did that sort of free you up to a certain extent? I mean, things couldn't really get much worse from
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's a difficult one, because in my mind I wanted to play quite freely, because I thought it's doing a bit here. Anyone who's tried to just hang around has gone, and I had a bit of a licence to have a look. But also I knew that if we were 110 all out, this Test series was going to be 2 all. So it was sort of taking a bit of responsibility to bat with Trotty, because I know he can bat for long periods of time and score big hundreds, and he just needed someone to try and be with him in that case. And yes, I wanted to be aggressive and look to take the attack to the bowlers, but you've got to do that in a way that you don't just give your wicket away cheaply, and I think I found that balance there.
What about that moment that you got your first ever Test and you're on the board for runs, not wickets? I mean, just how special is that?
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I initially thought I'd chipped it straight to mid-wicket when it came off the bat, but it luckily went to the side. The atmosphere was so special, and it's a feeling that I'll remember for the rest of my life, and it's nice to be the first ball up on that honours board.
I mean, it's ongoing. The bragging rights between you and your dad have obviously been going for a long time. I mean, is that a lovely little dig in the ribs for him?
Yeah, and it's a nice one. It's I think his top score was 86 here at Lords, but he got I don't know, he must have got 5 or 6 Test match hundreds. But look, it's a very important morning tomorrow. I think we've got a big aim to go and get 400. I certainly think that it was really key that we communicated this evening, because it would have been easy to give a cheap wicket away tonight and suddenly boom boom and you're not in a very good position. So when they brought the spinners on, Trot and I were always talking about not giving cheap wickets away, just look for singles and they'll come to us again. And I think it's great tomorrow morning they'll have a 30 overall ball when their seamers are bowling, and hopefully we can capitalise on that.
Was it all the more poignant because your stepmother went quite recently?
Well, I mean, it was, yeah, certainly I thought of her once the 100 was made, of course, but she's been in my mind ever since, and yeah, I mean, it's obviously I'd have liked her here at Lords, as you would, but certainly I know she'd have been jumping around for joy, and it was I mean, it was an amazing feeling to get a Test match 100, and I know she'd be very happy.
Stuart, it was your first century. Did you have any work plan for that? You made a century. So did you have any work plan for that?
No, I mean, obviously I've been working really hard in the nets. Graham Gooch has been absolutely fantastic. He's given up his time and worked non-stop with me, and he's made my practice really competitive, which I thrive on, and I think I've worked on a game plan that's helping me at the minute, and it's given me a lot of confidence today that I can score Test match hundreds. I think it's been a question I've been asked countless of times in my short Test career. Do you think you can score Test match 100? And I've always said yes, but it's always nice when you get that first one, and hopefully I can build from here, use it as a stepping stone to go and score many more.
Are you happy at 9, or do you still have ambitions to bat 8, 7 even?
Of course, yeah. I mean, I want to bat as high as I possibly can. I mean, it's all you can do is put runs on the board and hopefully you got the order, but I think it's good that we've got that rivalry between the lower order, certainly me and Swanee, so we're always fighting to try and be that number 8, and we know how crucial lower order runs are, and I think that's going to be massive this winter in the Ashes as well, so it was luckily my day today, like it has been Swanee's on many occasions in the past year.
Was your dad here today, Stuart?
I don't think he was. No, certainly my grandparents were. But I think my dad's not here today. But I'm sure he'll be happy when he checks BBC later.
So you didn't pick him up?
No. Well, then you'll find him.
Yeah.
Pakistan were quite generous in their sort of congratulations afterwards, weren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think they knew that they had us in trouble, obviously, at 90 off the 7, and I think they knew that they're probably a little bit disappointed with their day at the end of the day, because obviously I don't know what we are, must be 340 odd for 7 after being 90 off the 7. They'll have looked to have knocked us over, but I say we're certainly not ahead of this game just yet. We need to make sure we get some good runs tomorrow. Hopefully the sun will be out and look to capitalise on what we did this afternoon.
There's always been a lot of collapses in the series already. And, well, what were you thinking when you lost 4 for none in no time at all? I mean, you know, given what's happened already, I mean, that must have taken the biscuit.
Well, I mean, we had to send for the number 11 out the nets at 11:05, which was quite a funny one. But it was no. I mean, I think bowling conditions have been quite good throughout this series, and there's been moments of magical bowling. I mean, Amir this morning was splendid. You look at some of the deliveries he put up to the left-handers was brilliant. And when Pakistan collapsed, yes, they might be disappointed with their batting, but when you look at Jimmy Anderson's bowling, and I mean, there's been some really skillful bowling throughout this series and helpful conditions. So it's I don't think anyone within the England camp's particularly worried about the lack of runs in the middle order, because we know they're all world-class players, and I don't think that affects anything towards the Ashes. I mean, it's been tricky batting conditions, and unfortunately a couple of them haven't scored runs.
Stuart, you've turned out to be obviously a bowling all-rounder, but did you grow up as a lad thinking, dreaming more of centuries of balls than wickets?
Very much so, yeah. I always dreamt of an extra cover drive actually for it, but luckily it was on my legs and I'd take anything. But I mean, yeah, I think you always dream of Test match centuries, and I think if I was to pick any ground in the world, it would be Lords as well. But it was one of those days that will live long in the memory for me today, and hopefully I can build on that for tomorrow.
The bloke at the other end, Stuart, I mean, you had the best view in the house. I mean, how was that probably as good a century as you've seen? Or how would you rate it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in the position we were in, he was out there for the whole collapse this morning, and he saw the ball nipping around, and that can easily get in a batsman's mind. But he played with such clarity. He hit strongly through the leg side. He picked up anything that was slightly a bad ball and put it away. And to be 149, is it, not out at the end of the day after that is a special effort. And we all know what a great temperament he has, and I think that's going to be fantastic for him in his Test career to come. And I think he's already got over 1,000 runs, averaging 50, and that's testament to the player he is.
Okay, any more questions? Thank you very much.